Three-time Super Bowl champion, Coach of the Year, and NBC Football Night in America analyst Jason Garrett, I believe, making his debut on the show. Kam Curl on the program as well. We'll talk about the absolute playmaker at safety for the Super Bowl-bound Rams. And I have fallen in love. I'm besotted with a content creator. I believe in Australia, I think. His name is Blame Samuel, and I get such a kick out of him, and I'm platforming him today. Welcome to Cup and Adams. After last night, we are officially a third of the way through the group stage. It has been the most exciting Tuesday, probably the best World Cup day in history, at least my history. And it was unbelievable. So many goals, which I love. Is there a place for like a low-scoring World Cup soccer lovers like we do in the NFL? We love it, a low-scoring game, a defensive whatever. No, we want goals. We want goals. We've got plenty of them. England, unbelievable. Kane, Jude Bellingham, hubba. Everyone's just doing their thing, and everyone's played their first match. So we'll get to Mexico and Canada in action today, which we'd love to see. And the U.S. men's, let's do it just for kicks. Yeah. Cup and Adams here. Excited to have Blame Samuel on the show because he makes me laugh. Because this kid, not a kid, but this man has passion. You'll get to meet him. He clowns on the U.S., the chants, and now he's faced with this reality of, like, is the U.S. a great team? Is the U.S. going to be good? Are they going to close the gap? And how is he grappling with that? We'll talk to him. The U.S. men's national team is going to play against Australia tomorrow in Seattle. And so here's a couple things that you need to know about these Socceroos heading into that match that we've researched, okay? Iracunda, okay, is a star. That is who you're looking at. If you're like, this is the guy that you're like, where is he on the field? What's going on? He's a young cat, 20-year-old midfielder. And, if you watched all the World Cup action, he scores for Australia. It was such a beautiful goal. And they upset to win over Turkey, or Turkey, as we're saying. And it put just everything that he's about was on display in this match. He was explosive. He was blowing past the entire squad, weaving through three defenders for the finish. It was like a very Tim Tam Slam goal-wise. It was beautiful. And he's sort of this spark that you'll see that America is probably, Team USA, U.S. men's national team, they're studying him. He's how do we stop what this guy brings? And he can kind of, I don't know how you do that because he makes stuff out of nothing as far as I can see out there. He creates nothing, or he creates stuff out of nothing. And he's good on defense as well. So he's sort of the key in this one. If the U.S. kind of falls asleep for a second, that's the cat that is turning the game, the Socceroo that's turning the game on its head, and that's the vibe. The second thing you need to know about this USA-Australia game, if you haven't looked into it yet, Australia has what appears to be like a chip on their shoulder happening. They're into the accounting, receipt-keeping business, as far as we can tell. Ahead of their opening match with Turkey on Saturday, their captain, Hakan, called his team, quote, more talented, and he said that they would dominate the Socceroos. Well, someone did get dominated that day, and it seemed like this dude's comments fueled Aussies' upset a little bit because Iracunda said that the whole thing pissed off a few boys, and the assistant coach, Hayden Fox, which I'm sure we'll hear about from Blame Samuel, said that they're not trying to shield the team from social media like some other managers. Like, it's not this, like, don't listen, be in a silo, like Ronaldo probably is, because everyone wants him off the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not reading, or they're not staying away from him. They're reading it. And I love that. They don't want to baby the players. They're aware of the media. They're aware of the comments, including Alexi Lawless calling them an average team by every measure the other day, which is great. There's people saying that they've got no shot. So the Socceroos are really hearing it all, and they're going to bring it. They're bringing that chip on the shoulder that maybe matches the U.S. if the U.S. still feels that way after that dominant win. The third thing that I'm looking at for this one, they have some players who can create issues for, what are we calling it, the Pochettino Pentagon or the Pochi Pentagon or whatever it is. I'm in love with this coach. I just want everyone to know. I'm in love with our manager for Team USA. But this Socceroo, 6'6" center back, his name's Harry. Here he is. Hey, Harry. He's known as the Minister of Defense, right? He's the brick wall at the back for a reason. He's a towering, huge dude. He's a tackling machine. He's a clearing machine. there aren't many other players that we're going to see that are like him out there. 23-year-old left back, Jordy Boss, by the way, this guy, he's like a big dribbler, big passer. He's going to help them play some keep away. So fans, everyone's calling him Jordino, which I love. We love the Dinos and the Ronaldo on the end of all these names when they're making this happen. So love that. Those are kind of my thoughts. And they'll test the Pentagon, which I'm not smart enough to really understand because I'm not a coach, but we do have a coach coming on the show in Jason Garrett, former Cowboys coach, analyst on the biggest show in our business in the NFL, of course, Sunday Night Football, Football Night in America. So we're so excited about that. And we'll get to him in a bit. We got Kam Curl on the show, loaded show, but we are like a month until NFL training camps open, which is insane. And we wanted to get this in before we take a long and due hiatus here on the show. It's like our last show for a bit. Here's some MVP candidates, my top 5 MVP candidates to get us back into the NFL of it all. Okay, here's how I qualify a dark horse at this spot. It's basically somebody who's currently outside the top 5 in MVP odds, who's never finished in the top 5 of MVP voting. So just know that before you start freaking out on me about why your quarterback, your beloved QB, isn't on the list. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, at 5, Kyler Murray. Oh my gosh. Kyler Murray has all the potential in the world. I've said it since he came into the league. There's not a bigger ceiling or a higher ceiling for anybody. I've always been a big believer in Kyler's talent. He's got the tools. He's got a top 3 receiver, one of the best play callers in the game. If the Vikings are able to win the toughest division of football with him at the helm, then it is not crazy to see that he will be at the forefront of the MVP chatter. Plus 7,000 right now on FanDuel, behind Jackson Dart, behind Jahmyr Gibbs, who's solo dolo. I'm probably going to have 20 touchdowns anyway. There's not a better value at the MVP position than our guy, Kyler Murray, at 5. At 4, all this discourse on my Twitter this whole week about who you would redraft, and it's Drake May, and it's... Do we forget Jaden Daniels exists, people? We are so quick to forget how dominant that rookie season was. It wasn't an anomaly, people. He's going to come back with a vengeance this year. Dynamic playmaker. He's too good, too accurate downfield to not be in this conversation. He's got a new OC. Is that bad? Maybe. Is it great? Maybe. I think we'll make the most of him. And he's got an improved defense. He's been quiet this offseason, which I love. He's been places, but he's not loud about it, and I think that serves him well. I don't think, a 12 or 13 win season is insane for the Commanders, is it? I'm here for that. And that'll put him in the hunt. What is he on FanDuel? Plus 2,000. Plus 2,000 puts him at 12th longest odds overall at number. I love that. Kyler Murray, Jaden Daniels at number 3 on my list of dark horse MVP candidates. Justin Herbert. He who was in France. He who, oh my gosh, why is he with the team? Why does he have a girlfriend? He was on this trajectory last year before the entire O-line got hurt and the season went down the drain. Let's not forget about what he was able to do to the Chiefs at the gate in Sao Paulo. I was there with Cam Newton hosting for YouTube. And then the Broncos out the gates last year. This is when the team was healthy. They looked so good. If Alt and Slater are out there, I think we're going to see the best version of Justin that we've seen yet. And I think the schedule presents a whole lot of opportunities to make the case. Let's take a look at it. He gets the 2024 MVP Josh Allen Week 3. Voters, you're watching that. You're looking. If he outduels him, if he's good, he's at the Super Bowl champs as you see in Week 4. Broncos and 2-time MVP Mahomes. That's going to be a big one, as they always are. And then the reigning MVP Stafford off of the bye. So the vaunted Texans defense, the best defense in the land. That's after that in Week 9. This schedule is brutal, but what an opportunity. He's got Lamar Jackson, a 2-time MVP. He out-MVPs him. That's great. What about if he out-MVPs the MVP runner-up, Drake May, in Week 12? Niners on TNF Week 15, and he finishes it off with KC again, and Denver again. And those are the series games for the AFC in the balance. You can say that it's a brutal path, but it is a opportunity to be completely undeniable and get in that conversation with the coach that everybody loves and heralds. They got to get it done, and I think he does at plus 1,100 on FanDuel. I like that. Okay, number 2. I'll whip through these. I hope Jason Garrett's agreeing with me on some of these. At 2, dark horse MVP. I don't know why he's a dark horse, though. Caleb Williams? Anyone ever heard of him? Cover of Madden, dark horse? Question mark? I just wanted to show his footage. I'll be honest, I just wanted to remember and relive these amazing highs that we got from Caleb Williams. The aura, off the charts. Chemistry, building. Confidence, building. Got better every game, building. The talent's there. He was working miracles, and everything we're hearing out of Chicago/Indiana is about how he's been getting more and more comfortable and confident with Ben Johnson this offseason, dialed in. And as great as he was last year, I do think the ceiling is much higher. I've seen people point out the completion percentage, some of the areas for improvement, like it's a bad thing. What is wrong with you people? He won 11 games and pushed for a Super Bowl despite all of that. Can you imagine what it'll look like if he cleans that stuff up? Caleb, plus 1,500 to win MVP. All in. I'm all in on that one on FanDuel Sportsbook. And finally, at 1, it is his nemesis. It's Jordan Love. Jordan Love, okay? I'll say it again. We don't appreciate how good Jordan Love was last year. If you look at the numbers, the analytics, he's added more value to his team last year than any other quarterback in the league. He kept the big plays. He cut his turnover rate in half. And that was without his number 1 target, Tucker Kraft, who, they held a baby funeral for when he went out because he's so important. He's the number 1 dude. No Jaden Reed for most of the year. The concussion against Chicago. Micah's injury derailed things. That's insane, and he's going to be banged up to start. So we need more Jordan to show why he is this dude you're seeing on the screen. Lambeau leap of improvement, and I don't think it's not going to continue. And from the narrative perspective, which does matter, we have to remember that with MVP it matters. The Micah Parsons news is this opportunity to say, okay, I know we made this blockbuster trade. Kay, the GM of the Packers, she went to the strip club Oval Office. She ordered some chicken strips. She dialed in to that didn't really happen, but I was very for the Micah thing. It happened, which was like a miracle, and now he's banged up. And they went 0-5 last year without him. That's not going to get him the MVP. He has to show I'm the head, the shoulders, the neck. I'm moving it all around, and I'm carrying the squad. We need a hot start, and it could happen. You've got crazy division, same kind of vibe as Kyler. Like if you're in charge of that, that means something narrative-wise. Bears, Vikings. You've got Bucks, Cowboys, without Micah that you have to survive. This will make his case. The schedule will make his case. So these are my dark horse MVPs. There you have it. Feel free to fight me in the comments. I feel great about these, and I'm willing and ready to go to war. And again, and we'll be back after this. Yeah, Jason Garrett on the show. Kam Curl on the show. Does he disagree with my MVPs? We'll get into all of it after this. Jason Garrett making his debut on the program. Sorry? Oh, we at FanDuel, we have been really excited about Special Olympics going on this summer, of course, and we sat down we're sort of documenting it, involved in the process of some of these inspirational, aspirational athletes and their stories, and I sat down with William Blakely. He is a power lifter. In the Special Olympics, which is, I think, a couple of days away. And he's featured in FanDuel's new documentary series, Road to the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games. Take a look. It is a pleasure to be joined by William Blakely, a powerlifting athlete ahead of the Special Olympics. He's coming to me from his home state in Virginia. William, congratulations on all of the success. You've been part of Special Olympics since high school. You started powerlifting in 2023. What made you want to try powerlifting?
Before powerlifting and everything, I was out of shape and everything. I was starting to feel a little sluggy living everything too, though. But now, since I started powerlifting every day too, though, I got bigger, stronger.
You're part of a documentary, William. You have FanDuel cameras following you around. What was that like?
Oh, it was incredible. I love it.
How has powerlifting and the Special Olympics changed your life?
Since I started powerlifting back in 2023, though, it changed my life and my strength, though.
Congratulations on everything so far, and good luck. It's the 2026 USA Games. It's coming up. You've got cameras following you around. We cannot wait to see you featured in FanDuel's content series. Thank you so much, William.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
What a stud. So thankful to William. William's entire team was sort of in the background, getting him ready, so wishing him luck. And if you want to learn more or participate or be inspired, please go to FanDuel social channels and check out more. We're so excited to have Jason Garrett on in just a little bit. Ham, can you define the dark horse thing again? Did I botch that for you?
No, you got it right. So hasn't finished in the top 5 of MVP voting in the past and isn't in the top 5 of MVP odds on FanDuel.
That's it. Great. Hey, congrats to Columbia.
Let's go.
Let's go. No jersey? No jersey today? Come on, Kelly.
I can go make the change.
How's that go?
During the next
What
break,
is that like to be, I mean, I can't, what is that like to have your entire family just losing their minds last night against Uzbekistan?
Oh, it was incredible. The kids stayed up even though they were school today too. They were all into it. They had the Panini sticker books out too. Putting those together while the game was going on.
Those are so fun.
It was special. It really was.
I love that. I watched it. Lucho scored. You and I had a big argument about Lucho, our guy Lucho.
Let's go.
I love that.
Garrett going deep for Urban. Flag on the play, but a touchdown Dallas. The flag was way away from the touchdown catch.
Joined now by three-time Super Bowl champ, 2016 AP NFL Coach of the Year. He's an analyst on Football Night in America, Princeton Tigers legend, of course. Jason Garrett, thank you for the time today.
Hey, Kay, thank you. You're the legend. Are you kidding me?
You're the best. You're the best. It's so good to see you. I know there's so much going on, of course, to talk about, but every Princeton alum has a Hoagie Haven order, I hear. I didn't go to Princeton, but, you know, it sort of tells you everything you need to know about him. It's a rite of passage. So, Jason, what was the go-to Hoagie order? Let's start there.
You know, have you ever been to Hoagie Haven?
No.
It's the great, look at those subs. They're the greatest freaking subs you've ever had in your life. You know, and there's like 50 different kinds, but you know, I was always pretty straightforward. I was turkey, lettuce, tomato, provolone, and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise over mustard at Hoagie Haven, big difference. But you can get chicken parm, you can get whatever you want, and nobody makes subs like Hoagie Haven does.
You're a straightforward guy. I told you it'd say a lot about you, and so we'll get some straightforward answers. But you're a foodie. You own like a cafe, a restaurant in Dallas, Texas?
Hey, you got to come down now. We're 2.5 months in. Cafe Luca, let's go. My dear friend Julian Barsotti has 6 restaurants in Dallas, and we opened up Cafe Luca a couple months ago. It's a Sicilian restaurant. You know anything about Sicilian food, Kay?
I bet it's delicious.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Okay,
it's incredible.
Tell me.
So it's been really, really fun. I don't know if you know about this, but you know, up north in Italy, you know, they're very wealthy up there. They have meat, they have butter. Southern Italy, you know, maybe a little bit more, you know, one with the earth.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Fruits, vegetables, fish from the sea, all of that. So, you know that Mediterranean diet that everybody talks about?
Yes.
That's
Blue
what
zone.
we eat. And love it.
The Blue Zone diet, we love that. Live a long life, just like the Dallas Cowboys have. Let's get into it, Coach. You know, winning 3 Super Bowls as a player, coaching Dallas for a decade, you've really seen it all. And we'll get into some stuff, but everyone remembers Thanksgiving '94. But some people forget that you slayed the Packers again in '99. Brett Favre could not beat you, Jason Garrett. Why? Why did Green Bay seem to bring out your personal best?
You know, we had a great rivalry with them in the 90s. I think we played them 11 times over the course of that decade, and we beat them like 10 out of 11. And a lot of those games were in Dallas, and we just seemed to play pretty well against them as a team. And I got a chance to play in a couple of those games, and they worked out well for us. But amazing experience. You know, the '94 game. You know, I think about it. I have one picture of myself playing football. It's in my office. And it's a picture of me dropping back, and Larry Allen is trying to block Reggie White. And I think to myself, what the hell am I doing in this picture, you know? So great experience for me.
It's amazing. And you coached some incredible players, Romo, Dak, DeMarco, Zeke, Dez, 3 NFC East titles. And that's something a Cowboys coach had not done in 20-plus years, by the way. When you look back at that chapter, what are you proudest of that isn't something I just rattled off or something that I couldn't look up on AI somewhere? What are you most proud of, Coach?
You know, Kay, if you were a player, a coach, or a staff member for the Cowboys when I was the head coach and you went to training camp on the first day, you would get a hoodie on your bed, and it would be blue or gray or white, depending on the year. And across the front of it would be the word fight. And it's something I talked about all the time. Fight to be your best. You know, fight to live up to the highest standards, fight to get your job done, fight for each other. And when I reflect back on the teams we had, sure, we wanted to win more games. Sure, we wanted to break through in a few of those divisional games that we played in. But, I can look back very fondly and say our guys fought, our guys played the right way, and it allows you to sleep well at night. And so many of those guys I have such great respect for, still have great relationships with them now. And I just love the approach that we took and, wanted to win more games, but I was proud of how we played.
And you helped draft Dak back in 2016. You clearly were part of that, saw something in him, about him, and it paid off in a big way. What was the moment in his career, or the moment that you met him, or the moment you saw on tape before you met him? What was that moment where you knew that he had something that was special and couldn't really be taught?
He's a great story. He's one of my favorite people I've ever been around. And, our quarterback coach for years was Wade Wilson. He was a teammate of mine in the 90s with the Cowboys and a dear friend, and he coached our quarterbacks for a long time. And, Wade never liked any quarterbacks coming out in the draft. We wanted to think about drafting somebody late, and he's like, nah, that guy can't play. He can't play. He can't play. This went on for years. And I'm like, Wade, somebody's got to be good. And I'll never forget, it was a Friday night in early March. He called me up, and he was in Starkville, Mississippi. And he said, I think we got one. I said, what? He said, yeah, I just had Dak Prescott. We had dinner together. We had a workout today, and you're going to love this guy. And we ended up bringing him into Dallas. And I don't know if you remember this story, but, Dak was kind of the face of Mississippi State football. Everybody loved him. He was just incredible. Coach on the field, all this stuff that you want your quarterback to be. But then he had a DUI kind of a month before the draft. Mm-hmm. And it really bothered me because I'm like, this is kind of our dark horse. Somebody, Wade and other people in our organization really like. What the hell happened here? And so when we brought him into Valley Ranch, one of the things we did with our quarterbacks is we'd probably spend 2 or 3 hours with them in a room. And I would stand up in the front of the room and I would install some plays. Mm-hmm. And I would talk as fast as I could talk, put different plays in, use all the jargon possible, give them all these different rules, how we block things, all the different stuff, and see if they could keep up. And then I'd throw the pen at them and say, okay, tell me what I just told you. And we'd say, well, put the first play up, and we'd question the guy. And really it was about football and learning and how much they knew and how much they could retain. But in Dak's meeting, it was like, I got to get to the bottom of this question about this DUI, because it seems so uncharacteristic of him. So the other guys in the room were all waiting to do our deal with him. I talk as fast as I can. I throw him the pen. Dak, you're up. And I said, hey, before you start, tell me what happened with that DUI. And so we go into this deal, and he's incredibly forthcoming. He tells me very specifically what happened. He had a workout, went out with a couple of his teammates. They went to a Mexican place. He had a margarita. Coach. He was driving home. I think he was driving 40 in a 35, and he gets pulled over. And so he was very accountable for it. This is what I have to do, be better. All the stuff that you want a guy to hear. It was a great answer.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah,
how do I not?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's one of my favorite Prescott stories. And so he continues to do the football stuff. And so he writes up on the board, he puts the play up, and I'm peppering him with the rules. The other coaches are peppering him, kind of challenging him in the situation. And then I'm like, I still have this little pang in my side. And I'm like, let's go back to that. Let's go back to the DUI thing. Tell me what happened again. And I ask him to kind of retell it. He's strong again. He's really good with the story and detailed and accountable, what you want to hear. Okay, so we keep going on the football. About half hour later, the third time, I'm like, hey, one more time on this. And he turned to me and he said, Coach, I don't know what you want me to say. I told you what happened. I'm accountable for it. It's not going to happen again. Da-da-da-da. Like a really strong answer. And I'm like, damn, was that good? He finishes the football thing. He's awesome. So we leave. We're probably in the room for 3 hours. So we leave the room. We feel great about him. He's everything you want. Da-da-da-da-da. And sure enough, we draft him. Okay, so unfortunately, Wade Wilson, our quarterback coach, passes away. And so right around that time, I'm talking to Dak. And this is Dak 4 years into the league, very established, was amazing, certainly right from the start. And he says, Coach, did I ever tell you the story about that meeting you had with us at Valley Ranch? I'm like, no. He's like, you remember you were asking me all those questions about the DUI? I said, yeah, I remember it well, and you were awesome. He's like, you know, that third time you asked me, I got a little pissed at you. I said, I know. I crossed the line a little bit. I shouldn't ask you again. He's like, no, I wasn't mad at that. What I was mad at was Wade Wilson. He gave me all the answers to the test before we went into the meeting.
Are you kidding me?
and I was forgetting what he said.
That's what it was? That is so insane. I've never heard you talk about this story. I've never heard this story.
Isn't that a funny story, though? Wade Wilson getting invested in him and then Dak being forthcoming with me years later.
I think it's absolutely perfect. I want a Super Bowl for him so bad. I'm very high on the Cowboys. And, like, you try to, like, I said, go on.
When you put your MVP stuff up there was a conspicuous absence to me.
I don't even know if he's a dark horse. I can ask Hamilton, is he considered a dark horse? I guess he is. I want it for him so bad. He's got, he's got CD, he's got George. Like, is there any reason to think I shouldn't just be screaming from the rooftops that this is a Super Bowl winning team this year? Why are you smiling like that?
Well, I'm smiling because I love the guy. I think he gives them a chance, and I think he's played so well, and I do think he's an underappreciated player. There's so much scrutiny about the Cowboys and his position that he's in. And so with that becomes a lot of emotions. But when you just pull back and watch how he's played for 10 years now, he's just played at a really high level. And I think he gives them a chance to have success. And they've certainly made a lot of positive moves for their defense. Last year, the way the whole thing was handled with Micah, and they had no chance on the defensive side of the ball. I do think they're in a much better place. The one thing that I think he would tell you, Dak, would be, as well as we played on offense, the numbers were really gaudy. I think he would say, hey, we got to play better in a lot of these big games that we need to win. And, the defense was the biggest issue they had, but they need to play consistently well offensively throughout the year. And I think they have a great chance to do that. The line, there's a lot of resources on the offensive line. There's great weapons. He's running the show. So I think they have a great chance to have a really good year.
I like to see George. He's reported ahead of minicamp. This is the storyline. If you're there, if you're you got to want him extended before camp, right? You can't like, is that in the cards? What do I need to know about this? What will be an ongoing storyline? Should I be worried about it? I mean, they have until July 15th to extend him. It doesn't sound like it's happening as of now. What will that matter? If I'm George, I might think you guys don't really love me.
Well, Dallas has gotten involved in this the last few years where these contracts have been, there's so much scrutiny about signing this guy to a long-term deal. And it happened when I was coaching there. We had different players, go through this stuff, Dez being one of them. I think the biggest thing you can try to do as an organization is to get ahead of these things. I do think the longer you wait, typically you're going to pay more for these guys. And Pickens is a guy that clearly has flashed throughout his career. They probably have a little bit of a mentality that, hey, there's been some inconsistency. Is this the guy that we really want to invest a lot of money in, make a top 5, contract for this guy at his position? I still think they're probably deliberating that. But, I think with Dak Prescott brings out the best in George Pickens. So the assumption is Dak's going to be your quarterback for a while. So why not get this guy on board and really have the best receiving tandem in the National Football League? But, I think they're, like they've done in the past, they're being a little bit more deliberate on this, and they're going to wait and see. I would be surprised if they got something done before training camp.
You're saying
myself.
It's been very gently saying it's very kind of you, just generous of you to say it's been the last couple of years. It was literally when you were playing there, Jason. Like, literally the Emmett holdout was your rookie year. So this is sort of the MO. Getting ahead of it would be nice. But what you're sort of saying is that they're deliberating. Is this the guy? Is that fair? Does he have something to prove? And what is that? Why is it fair to not just, let's go, LFG, give Dak his guy, let's go win? What are they deliberating on, and is it fair that they are?
Yeah, you can only pay so many people, and you want to pay the right guys, not only the right players. Okay, so they paid the quarterback, obviously. They paid CD. They're paying some guys on defense now. So that becomes the question. There's a salary cap. Obviously, we know that. There's a limited amount of funds. But I do think if you get ahead of these things, you pay less. So if you think he's the guy, and clearly he's proved on the field that he's as dangerous as any receiver in the National Football League, you go ahead and do it. I think they want to make sure that he continues to act the right way and demonstrate what you want, the kind of guy that you want to pay all that money to. And that really becomes the question. But I think the sooner the better with guys like this.
Really, really well said. Hopefully they do that. One World Cup question, the turf discussion. Got to get your thoughts here. You've seen it all. You don't shake your head. You've been through it all. We gave, we got George Kittle sparking the discussion on Twitter. I think we can both agree the grass fields look great. I was there for USA Paraguay at SoFi. It smelled great. Seeing the sprinklers come out was very cool. Turf v. grass, NFL, where do you stand on the topic?
Well, if you're asking me as a former player and a coach, I'd like to have grass in 32 stadiums. There's no question about that. There's a business part of this, as we all know. They use AT&T Stadium for a ton of things. And, having grass complicates that. They play high school games there. They play college games there. There's so much stuff that goes on in that place. And let's face it, it's a money-making operation, not only for AT&T Stadium, but for stadiums all across the National Football League. So that's a huge part of this discussion. The obvious question is if the World Cup players demand that they're not going to play unless they're playing on grass, why can't the NFL, arguably the greatest league in the world, why can't the players make that same demand? If, in fact, your greatest investment is in your players. So it's a hard question. When I see these amazing stadiums that I've been in, have this grass and what it looks like and what it feels like, it certainly begs the question. So I think the players should keep asking the question. I think it's important to them. And the league always pushes back and says the injury statistics suggest that there's not that much of a difference. I would say, trust me, there's a big difference.
Oh, so let's start a revolution, George Kittle. Yeah. Get everybody together. With pitchforks, revolts.
No doubt.
It'll be great. You have a very exciting thing that is so near. You're such a good soul, Coach. Jason Garrett Starfish Charities. It's a huge weekend coming up. There's a fun run. I want to know about that. There's a leadership forum. There's a football camp, of course. All near where you get the hoagies at Princeton University. What's going on? How do we get involved at JasonGarrettStarfishCharities.org?
Yeah, we've been doing this camp for 24 years at Princeton, and there's 300 plus kids from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania who come down, and most of them from disadvantaged backgrounds. And we bring a lot of characters, guys that I played football with in college or in the NFL, or guys I've coached. And we come back and we play for the championship of the world. It's a highly competitive situation, all of that. But really, it's a life skills camp disguised as a football camp. And so we try to put great people from all walks of life around these kids, and hopefully we can provide an example. And the name of our charity is Jason Garrett Starfish Charities. And it's a story I heard at my graduation from Princeton a lot of years ago. And Raj Gupta was our valedictorian, and he finished his talk by talking about a young boy on a beach who's throwing starfish into the water. And a woman comes upon him and asks him what he's doing. And he says, there was a big storm last night and all these starfish washed up on the beach. And if the afternoon sun hits them, they're going to dry up and die. And she says, there was a big storm. The beach goes on for miles. There are millions of starfish. Your effort's not going to make any difference. And with that, the young wise boy reaches down and picks up a starfish and says, it'll make a difference to this one, and throws it into the ocean. So one of the things we try to do with these 300 kids is find one starfish, one kid who's coming from one of these backgrounds to look around and say, hey, I could come to a place like Princeton. And we walk them through campus. We take them into lecture halls in and around the football stuff that we're doing. And you just want to see if they can get on the right path or stay on the right path for their lives. And if we can get one of them, all the effort that we put into it, all the different people who come here, we feel like that's made a difference. So that's what we try to do. We try to help guide them as best we can. Along the way, we have a lot of fun. We have a leadership forum. We We have different leaders from all walks of life who come speak. Roger Goodell's been here, Strahan, Michael Irvin, Aikman, all these different guys through the years. So that's been fun. And this year we're starting a Fight Hunger initiative. It's the first year we've done this. We're going to feed 1,500 people in the Princeton, Trenton, Hightstown, New Jersey area. We're going to feed them lunch tomorrow. So we've got a lot of different organizations around here pitching in to help us. So it's going to be a fun weekend, and that leads right into the fun run. We got to get you here. You'd be unbelievable as our
Can I come? I was just thinking, it makes a difference to this one. It's such a beautiful message that the effort, everything makes a difference. And you can go to Jason Garrett, StarfishCharities.org. You can donate. You can volunteer. I see the Dig Deep Fun Run / walk. You don't have to run. Volunteers are welcome. That is going on Friday, June 19th. Please invite me next time I'm coming.
Hey, this is the deal. Next year's the 25th year, and you're coming.
I will be there. You let me know, Coach. I appreciate you so much, and enjoy being back at Princeton.
You're awesome. I'm going to finish where we started. You're a legend.
You're a legend. We're taking a TV break. Kam Curl's on. We're still live on YouTube, Coach. You know, yes, Kam Curl's on. Coach. Oh, can we? Kam, smile. You're on Up and Adam's camera. Coach, can you tell me something about Kellen Moore?
Oh, I love him.
I'm just a big Saints fan. I've interviewed him twice. He won't tell me anything. I can't get in there. And he's part of your coaching tree. I want you to take a victory lap and tell me when you realize this kid was a whiz.
Well, I think we all probably realized it when he was playing quarterback at Boise. Pretty amazing guy. And Scott Linehan, I give him a lot of credit. He got him to go to Detroit, and then he convinced us. He said, hey, you got to bring him to Dallas. We brought him there as a player, and he's an underappreciated player. He always played well when he went in the game, and then he got hurt, and he wanted to get into coaching. And I took a similar path. I took 2 weeks off after playing, and I was the quarterback coach of the Dolphins. So it was a transition that's a little quick and abrupt, but I'm like, if anybody can do it, this guy can do it. And he did a great job as a quarterback coach, and then we made him the coordinator. And he's got a great mind. He's got great poise and composure. I think
he's underrated right now. I think people don't look at him and think like, but I'm like watching these Saints last year, and I just think they're going to put on a show again this year, and I'm sure he's more comfortable in the off season. Like he's gotten it together. Like training camp last year, I felt like, okay, here we go. Now you're the coach. He's making decisions like at a very pivotal, like all coaches, like, what do I do with the veteran, like a Demario Davis and a Cam, and what do I do with these new cats? I want to put my stamp on this in a post. I know DA, but like a post Sean Payton shadow world. And I feel like he's just done. I just think he's a phenom. Like, I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And that organization was not in a good place with salary cap and all that. So you have to fight through a lot of those conversations and make those decisions.
Nicky, yeah.
But he's poised and composed and smart as can be. And, you talk about Dak's rookie year, how well he played. Kellen was a big part of that. He was in that room helping him out. And so I think he's fantastic.
Amazing. I appreciate you so much, Coach. See you soon. You're a legend. Good luck. I'm coming next year.
Yeah, let's stay in touch.
Okay, see you soon. Thank you so much, Coach. Hamilton, have you ever been on Princeton's campus? What? Oh, there we go. Colombia. Colombia. Lucho. No, I've never been on Princeton's campus. But cafe, but Hoagie Place looks like a place to pick up a husband. With that turkey sandwich.
There you go.
Middle of Princeton.
The turkey sandwich with mayo.
In Dallas.
Oh. Yeah.
I ran into.
Yeah, cafe. Definitely more into cafe.
Legend last night. We talked about finding me a husband. I'll give you 3 guesses on who it was.
I can guess right here.
Yeah.
Andrea Kramer.
No. Interesting guess. Go right out the gate. Sorry.
Shot downfield in trouble is intercepted by Kam Curl. Kam Curl's done it again. Wrapped up by Kam Curl.
What a sensational play.
Kam Curl with the pick.
I mean, Kam Curl, those highlights are amazing, but wouldn't they look better on grass? I saw you tweeting about it. Listen, I was at SoFi. I saw Puka. First of all, hi. Second of all, 7 seasons in the league. Kam, what?
Yeah, it flew by. They say it flies by. I ain't believe them, but it do.
Are you watching World Cup? Are you interested? Or you just want to make your case for grass here? Jason said y'all should get together and fight.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm with it. I like the grass, you know. I love the grass, the natural grass. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, less injuries, but, you know, I ain't the one cutting the check, so.
You're not the one cutting the check, but you are the one making the plays. Let's talk. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could be playing on ice, and you're just you're crushing it. So many big plays, Kam. Everyone remembers the game-saving interception in the playoffs against the Bears. But let's talk about the game-sealing interception Week 4 against the Colts. Let's relive this and get going for 2026. Rams up by 7. Take me through this play.
I was just playing half field, and you know they ran like an all-go concept. And I tried to play in between 1 and 2, and I seen Daniel Jones. I seen that shoulder go up to throw it outside, and I just broke on it. And, you know, it was time to end the game.
You hadn't had a pick in a minute, and then you had one earlier in this game. What did you eat that morning? What was this?
I don't know. It was just my time, man. I was due. I was due for it, man, you know. And, you know, you got to make the play when it comes to you.
And then you re-signed with the Rams. Congratulations. Yeah. 3
years. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're staying in LA. With everything you've accomplished with this team over the last 2 years, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of the success that we've had, you know, these past 2 years, you know, getting to the playoffs, getting to the NFC Championship. But, you know, we still got to finish the job. And I'm just proud, like, the development I've had over these past 2 years with, you know, Shula, McVay, you know, the DB coaches I done had. Like, I'm very appreciative of the type of coaches that we got at this organization. I feel like that's what keeps letting me get better every year.
Is there something you can tell me that makes me a smarter football fan, like that you've worked on developmentally, technically, that you're saying that you've developed? Like where have you like honed in on that craft?
I would say, like, you know, my time in Washington, I wasn't really playing in the post or, you know, playing in deep zones of the coverage. So now here, you know, McVay, before I got here, McVay told me, you know, he wants to unlock some things, and that was one of the things, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like these past years I played a lot more in the post and the deep half and, you know, the deep zones. And, you know, obviously I developed because I'm, you know, making plays back there.
Does Sean McVay just get whatever he wants?
I mean, he deserves it, man. You know, he got a resume that he can get whatever he wants, you know?
I mean, yeah, he's like, this is what I want to do, and it happens. And this is the quarterback I want, and it happens. And this is the Myles Garrett that I want, and it happens. When did you find out about that trade?
I found out what everybody else found out.
No way.
Nah, yeah, that was crazy. I'm still trying to, like, I'm on the same team as Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I don't know what you're saying. I want you to tell me what the heck it feels like to be on the same team as Myles Garrett.
It's crazy, bro. You just see like a giant human walk into the building, you know? But he cool. Like, he real cool. He real down to earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he welcome with open arms, man. And he been in there in the weight room with us, you know, just chilling, you know, working with us. So, like, I'm excited to see what you do.
You've seen Aaron Donald a bunch in that building. You're saying Myles, obviously bigger, taller. Have you seen Aaron Donald in there lately?
Nah, I haven't seen Aaron Donald. You know, he retired the day I signed with the Rams. Oh. So I ain't really get a chance to, you know. But he be coming back sometime.
I think NFL fans think that he's just like lives in there somewhere.
He be in there sometimes, but you know, he be chilling.
Not lately.
People
want him to come back, you know that.
Nah, yeah, I want him to too. I want to play with him.
I feel like McVay, we're talking about how life is good for McVay. Life's pretty good for you. They bring in Trent. Yeah. Everyone around you, Quentin. What is that like? Wrap my head around like what this defense could look like this year.
Like, it look crazy, you know. But at the end of the day, we just gotta put in the work, you know. And on Sundays we gotta come make the plays, and then you know, the story will write itself.
How is McDuffie? What has that been like? He seems
cool,
he seems
man.
really cool.
Yeah, he a cool dude, man. Came in, you know, just like the rest of us came in working. You know what I'm saying? Came in trying to get better than OTAs, you know, making plays. And, you know, I'm just excited, you know, to get back out there, training camp with the guys and, you know, put in some more work.
I know you haven't always been with this team. I'm looking at you in this uniform. Like, was there I can't imagine there was even a chance of you going somewhere else. Was it a possibility? Like, did you ever think I'm not going to be a Ram this year?
I mean, yeah, it's a possibility.
Wild.
You know, it's a lot of teams out there, you know, and
okay.
You know, the Rams got the stigma of not paying DBs. And you know, obviously, you know, this offseason, they completely reversed that. So, you know, but you know, during the season, you know, it was, you know, thoughts of like, yeah, I really might be gone. But you know, it worked out how it worked out.
I don't know that they have that stigma. I just have that they don't like to make picks stigma. That one I know.
I guess that's just a little.
That's a little something, but they changed it.
Like,
they changed it for you.
Yeah, that's just something the players know inside.
Got it. We love to see it. You've been around. Have you gotten to talk to Ty Simpson at all? Is it just like he's putting his head down, not speaking to anyone?
His locker right by mine.
Okay, what's he like?
Yeah, he cool. Just, you know, other than the fact that he went to Bama. But he cool.
Oh my God, I love this. I'm trying to gauge the Rams-Seahawks rivalry going into this year. Like, and y'all have so much pressure, this Rams squad, because everyone just thinks.
We don't feel no pressure. We don't play football.
You have to. Everyone.
Football.
That's fine, but everyone, they make all these moves.
We're not worried about what everybody's saying.
What are y'all worried about?
About us in the building and getting the job done.
Are you worried about the Seahawks?
You can't. What? Nah, I just dissed Bama, but I love Nick Saban. Nick Saban said it's rat poison.
Okay. That's okay. So we're gonna slam the Bama, but we like the sentiment of rat poison. Quentin Lake told me that he didn't even watch the Super Bowl. There's a story about Jared Verse and his last words to you guys about beating the Seahawks. Like, can you just tell me about how would you describe to me the Seahawks-Rams rivalry actually?
I mean, it's a rivalry because we're in the division together. We see each other. You know, we played each other 3 times last year. But, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's just a football at the end of the day. They're a rival. We got to see them. You know, I feel like it's blown up because we the best 2 teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just the NFC West. That's how it is. It's always going to be a tight division. It's always going to be some big games. And we're looking to come out on top this year.
If you were to describe this defense, I have a word in mind, but what's your word to describe what this defense feels and is right now?
Right now, it's early. It's real early, you know. It's only June.
Can I give you my word?
Yeah, it's early, but I feel like we got a chance to be legendary. This is the type of guys we got, the coaches we got, man, and you know, we got a bunch of experience back there. You know, we got some Super Bowl winners in there. You know what I'm saying? We got some defensive player of the years. We got some guys that if we do what we got to do, we can be one of the best.
I feel like it's versatile. That's my word.
Yeah.
Like, you bring in Trent, and that will get you guys everywhere you need to go. One last one for you. We're going to take a TV break. We're still live on YouTube. I'm at 4, guys. I want to show some of this footage here. The Rams, I mean, of course they bring you back. And your season, if I look at the numbers, Kam, look at this. You set the franchise's single-season record for tackles by a safety. Couple sacks, talking about versatile, couple TFLs. This is insane. Congratulations on this. You earned yourself this deal. You are a Ram. You're probably going to be a Super Bowl champion. What moment from the season do you think about most when you see a list like this?
I don't know. I think that's a lot of tackles. First off, that's a lot of dang tackles. But I guess you could say the playoffs, man, because that was probably my best game of the season. You know, just being able to help my team win that game. And then you brought the Colts game. But I feel like this past season we had a lot of great moments and a lot of learning moments. Like, this was one of my favorite seasons I played this past season. You know what I'm saying? Just with the type of guys we have on the team and what we was able to do as a team. But like, it's a lot of moments tied into last season.
Kam, who's winning the World Cup?
USA.
USA.
Yeah,
I love. Are you gonna go to any matches? How does that work? Are you like?
Nah, but they talking about we gotta pay full price.
Is that true? That's actually I think I've heard that's true. You can't
it's crazy. Like, y'all in our stadium, but it is what it is. I'll watch it on TV.
You'll watch it and you'll maybe smell the grass at some point if you guys get it together and decide to fight power.
I'm gonna just tell them just leave it out there.
Just leave it out there. Will you go water it every day? I think that's the problem. Who's gonna water that? I don't know about that. Will you? You're the best.
Yeah, if we get to play grass. But
You're too busy solo tackling people 149 times. Thank you for hanging out. Congrats on everything. And I can't wait to see a Super Bowl ring on your finger next time I see you.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to show you.
I'll see you at training camp where there will be grass somewhere. All right. Thank you, Kam. See you. Bye. So funny. Bye. No Aaron Donald, Ham.
Yeah. Hasn't been around. Interesting.
What was the last that his wife was like, you guys are hilarious?
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't come back now. I do feel like he's got a sleeping bag and a cot or something, and he just, isn't that the vibe? Like, that he's just there?
He's got a locker there, yeah.
Who plays today? Mexico, Canada?
Yeah, Mexico, and Canada, Switzerland. I bet like, Sam's excited for Lucho. He saw a lot of him at Liverpool.
The World Cup is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Especially for our friend joining us at 2 in the fucking morning right now. How many times have I sent you a Blame Samuel clip?
Well, like
he's just
at least 10 times in the past week.
Fan.
Yeah.
Just a huge fan.
Yeah.
All right. And it was perfect. The Cam's like, USA, but the eye roll of the century from Blame Samuel.
Everybody want to act tough until they come across a Tony Popovich block. Everybody want to act tough until they come across a Tony Popovich block. Hey, we told you, don't let us score first. But did you say that? Don't let us score first.
There are millions of content creators. I'm in love with this one. Blame Samuel. Like, literally, you are hilarious. You are passionate. You are knowledgeable. You are a star. You're up at 2 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my gosh.
This is like
a
little dream for me.
It's so great. I love it. And then you'll always, like, everyone needs to go follow Blame Samuel, because then you'll hit me with, like, a Nixon 5. And I'm like, what? He's an NBA guy? What is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're wearing your Socceroos. Uni jersey? What? Yeah. Okay. It's you against me. I'm going to ask you this, though, first off. USA, you've been hilarious about. It's so funny, just the commentary. You're going after Lawless. You're going after Landon, everybody. And then they come out. I'm at the game against Paraguay. I thought of you at the match because they looked so good. Are you afraid of the of Team USA? How much healthy respect have you gained for them?
For me, when I watched the game, pleasantly surprised. I was just imagining every single person that's been watching my videos saying, wait till you see them play, wait till you see them play. And then how fluid and how good you guys looked. My God, I was a little bit scared. But then I remembered to myself that it doesn't really matter, does it? Australia, when we get into our defensive shape, I feel like it's going to be light work.
Give me the thing I need to know as I'm watching this game tomorrow.
You need to know that in Australia, we're used to being the underdog. We're used to this kind of situation. Every single team that we play against in the world, they think we're going to lose. So our players are used to this kind of thing. So defensively, every person in Australia is a hard worker. That's what it is. You'll learn that every person, they're all hard workers. It doesn't matter what it looks like on paper, but what you see on the field is a little bit different.
What are you most annoyed by when it comes to American soccer fans, as you like to call them?
Yeah, soccer fans. See, a lot of people in Australia call it soccer as well. So
you're the Socceroos, literally.
I know, exactly. So a lot of people would expect that to be my answer, but it's not. It doesn't really bother me too much. I think it's kind of the ignorance. It's almost the arrogance. See, in Australia, we kind of know our place in world football, but I feel as though in America, they kind of feel like it's the NBA, you know? You guys are the best at basketball, but when it comes to football, that's not what it is.
I don't know what's going to happen. I like that you guys have a chip on your shoulder. Receipts are being kept. People are calling you average. I feel like there's a lot of like that going on in this match, so I'm very excited. But I wanted to ask you about everything that happened yesterday. Big storyline, Ronaldo. How do we fix this? How do we I don't understand who has the power in the dynamic. Can't the manager just say, get off the pitch or don't start? What would you do? What should we do with Ronaldo?
From the side, it would make sense if he held the bench. If he went and sat on the bench, I think it would be the best for Portugal. Obviously, a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people love Ronaldo. But in this moment in time, he's, I think, 41 years old. He needs to take a seat on the bench because they'd become so much more dynamic, so much more energetic. They'd be able to create more. Sometimes it doesn't always equal having the player like Ronaldo on the pitch for wins. Sometimes it means the dynamic is different. It means other players can star. And the manager, I feel as though he'd be kind of crucified if he was to put Ronaldo on the bench.
So they're just gonna die by him and crucify
damned
themselves?
If you do, damned if you don't,
really?
I guess.
Ooh, I don't love it. I know you love Maradona and Messi, and you're so passionate. We can't have multiple GOATs, especially from the same country. Who's the GOAT? Is it Maradona or is it Messi?
It's Messi. See, my thing has always been, if somebody from Maradona's generation said he's the GOAT, then I would listen to them. I wouldn't argue too much because that's what they saw live. But for me, what Messi has done, he plays like Maradona, yet he has the stats and the accolades of Ronaldo. It's incredible. Everything that he's done, he's just by far the best player.
If Maradona was in this generation, the healthcare, the vibes, the whatever, would he be the best ever?
If he decided that he wanted to be, and he decided he didn't want to go out, he decided he didn't want to party too much, then I think him and Messi would go toe to toe.
Is Pele in your top 10 all time?
You're
so controversial.
Yeah,
top 10?
You know
he's not in your
is?
top 10?
Nah, he can be. He can be if it's based off achievements and what he did in his generation. But if we're basing it off, if I watch Pele right now and I watch players from this generation right now, he can't come close to them. It's like in basketball, if I was to watch Wilt Chamberlain play right now, like his footage, and then you verse that to anybody in the NBA right now, he's obviously going to look nowhere near in terms of skill set, in terms of what he could do at the time. But compared to the people back then, of course, he was the best.
Before you go, I want to get some quick little answers from you. I need the player with the most aura.
Yeah, Ronaldinho.
Really?
All-time Ronaldinho.
All time?
All time. Ronaldinho was like...
Jude Bellingham.
He was like Michael Jordan. Jude.
Yeah, Jude. Yeah. Okay, so... Okay.
Is that because he's the best looking?
I didn't say aura has something to do with that. Player most likely to play in the NFL at a position other than kicker.
Ooh. All-time, I'd have to say Micah Richards.
Why?
Presenter. He's a big guy. Fast. Athletic. Makes the most amount of sense.
Player most likely to win the Golden Boot this year?
Ooh, obviously, we're going to go with Messi.
Messi? I hope so. I mean, I was sobbing about him this morning. I love him so much. Player who's not a household name yet, but will be after this World Cup?
Ooh, I'm going to say Yan Diomande from Ivory Coast. Unbelievable in the first game, and I think he's going to get a big move.
I thought you were going to go with the South Korean player.
Oh my God.
He's not a dark horse. You love him. You love him. I know.
He was so good.
Last one. People think you hate players from previous generations. Who's a player from the past whose game would best translate to today?
Okay. If we go far back, any of the big players, R9, Brazilian Ronaldo for me, unbelievable. But I would say Steven Gerrard right now. If I could put him in today's game, he'd be worth 200 million. You are brilliant and amazing. Everybody, please follow all these incredible opinions. Pele not in the top 10. Blame_Samuel on social media. I will share. We'll do this again soon. Go to sleep. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will. Bye.